In this video, I'm going to show you how to place the brake master cylinder on this Honda Pilot. Located under the hood on the driver's side, let's get started. Now I want to remove this intake piece as well as the top of the air filter housing and this snorkel. You may not necessarily have to. I want to do this to make myself some more space to work with, but if you want to just dive right into it, go for it, because this isn't technically in the way, but it does make it easier. This should have 2 push clips. Mine just has 1. Pop out the center with a trim tool, remove it, and then pull this piece right up. Let's unplug the mass airflow sensor and set that wire aside. With an 8mm socket, loosen up this clamp. And then also with an 8mm, loosen up the screws that hold the top of the air box onto the bottom half. There should be 2 more over here. Mine are missing. Lift this straight up and out. With a 10mm socket, remove the clamp that sits down by the throttle body on this snorkel. Well, don't remove it all the way, but loosen it up. And then we'll have to remove this clamp that holds onto this line. So for that, use some pliers and pull it out of the way. I'm going to have to hold on to it because there isn't really much space to push this clamp. So I'm going to do it this way. Let's remove the air filter, and let's pop off these 2 retainers. Might as well go for this one over here as well. That'll get this out of our way. Then there are 2 10mm headed bolts to remove to get the lower part of the air box out. There's one right here, and there's one that should be here. This one looks like it is missing or broken. I know this wire is still attached here for me. That's okay. Take this up. Now I can grab onto this a little bit better and move it out of the way. A lot of times these retainers, they get really stuck on here. Okay, there we go. We'll get this out of here. Now I want to remove the remaining brake fluid that's in this reservoir, so I'm going to take the cap off, unthread it. This is also a great time to note, as you look at the cap, you'll see that this system takes .3 or 4 brake fluid. To remove the brake fluid, you can use a fluid transfer pump, a vacuum pump, whatever you have that'll pull fluid out of there. There's a little screen in here that I'm going to remove. That's as much as I can take out of there. And I'm just going to put these components back in, just so that they can be where they belong. On the right side of the master cylinder, as you're looking at it, you'll see this connector. This is for the level sensor. Unplug it and set it aside. And then on the left side, we have the 2 lines that we need to remove. I'm going to put an absorbent pad underneath so that as we remove the lines, the brake fluid won't go everywhere, because no matter how much you drain the master cylinder, there will always be brake fluid left down by the lines. So with this in place, let's grab a wrench and break free and remove both of these fittings. I'm using a 12mm flare nut wrench for this. All right, there's one. Get these worked back and forth a little bit if needed, if they're stiff. And while I have my flare nut wrench, I'm going to break free this other one as well, and then I'll switch to a regular wrench. There we go. Okay, so there's one line. It's okay to pull on these a little bit. You don't want to bend them too much, but you have to kind of at least push them out of the way. And let's work on the other one. Okay, and there's the second line. Let's wait for this to drain out just a little bit. Took the cap off so it can release the vacuum, that way it can hopefully be done draining. The new master cylinder came with these plugs on it for shipping, but I took them out and I'm going to use them in this master cylinder to mostly stop the flow of brake fluid, whatever's left. So now we can hopefully remove our pad from here so we can gain access to the mounting bolts that hold it onto the brake booster. There's a 12mm here and a 12mm headed bolt on the other side. Okay, this is one of them. When you take the mounting nut off, careful because there is a washer, a lock washer. This has to come off with the mounting nut so we can reuse it. Now you grab the master cylinder, wiggle it a little bit to break it free. A lot of times corrosion gets built up in there. And there it comes. There it is. This rubber seal comes with the new master cylinder, so I need to remove it. Just use a pick. I want to clean all of this in here, so I'm going to take some sandpaper and just clean all this off, a wire brush if needed, but this is a sealing surface in there, so you want to make sure it's actually clean. It's okay and normal actually if it's a little bit rusty like this, but what you don't want is to just leave all this dirt in here without doing anything about it. To prevent further corrosion from building up, I'm going to put a thin layer of anti-seize on this entire surface, and I'll apply some right over here where this mounts as well, just because it is quite rusted, and I just want to protect it so it doesn't rust out more in the future. On this new master cylinder, remove this yellow cover from the rod that goes through the brake booster. Take the new master cylinder, slide it into position. There we go. Line it up with the two studs. Press it all the way in, and let's bolt it on. Remember the lock washers that went on first, and then the mounting nuts. I'm going to just very gently snug these up. And then I'll come back and torque them in a minute. "11 foot-pounds is the torque for both of these mounting nuts. All right. Now you might be asking, how do we get the air out of the system because I didn't bench bleed it? Well, I like to bench bleed it on the vehicle because I find it to be a lot easier, especially if you're working alone. I'm going to remove the cap at this point and the screen that's in here. I'm going to set this aside, and the master cylinder will come with two little plastic plugs that thread into these fittings. Those are hollow in the middle, other than the end of them. So I took a drill bit and some clear tubing, and I drilled them through. In here, I put my clear tubing, and it fits nice and snug. These I will thread into these ports, loop them up into the master cylinder, which is what I would be doing anyway if I was bleeding this on an actual bench or in the vise, and then I'm going to pump the brake pedal slowly all the way to the floor a bunch of times until no more air flows through these lines. Then we'll take these off and swap them for the real brake lines. I'm just going to hand tighten these, and like I said, stick the hose right inside the reservoir. Now take some brake fluid, .3 or 4 for the system, and fill this up. That's plenty full right there. I'm going to go in the vehicle, slowly depress the brake pedal, and then let go of it once it reaches the floor, also very slowly, to cycle the fluid through these hoses. All right, the level went down. Bubbles are pretty much going away, so I'm going to continue a little bit and then swap the lines. All right, let's do this one line at a time. I'm going to remove it from the bottom. Brake fluid will come pouring out, and then we'll quickly swap over the line. Right down here, I'm actually going to open up this bracket so that the lines move independently. That's going to help me out. Just pry it open with a pocket screwdriver. All right. I'll clip them back later. Okay, let's get this one started. All right, that one's snugged up. I'll come back to fully tighten it in a little bit. For now, let's do the same to the rear line. All right, let's try to get this one started. This one spins a little smoother, so I'm able to spin it by hand at first. Grab that flare nut wrench and give them a quick snug. About 1/8 of a turn at most after they bottom out is plenty. All right, now let's put the little screen back in, and I'm going to cap this off. And now I want to rinse everything so that there's no more brake fluid all over this master cylinder. Let's clip the brake lines back on with this retainer that I removed. Just put it on and lock them in. And before we go too far, don't forget to reconnect the level sensor. Let's reattach the lower half of the air box. There we go. And resecure any retainers that may have come off. Drop in the bolts that hold the bottom of the air box in. I only had one. Snug them both up. Reinstall the air filter. Let's get this snorkel back. I'm going to slide it onto this tube first. Make sure that clamp is facing where you can pinch it. There we go. And line that up, push it in. Snug up the clamp and put back the top part of the air box. Line that up and tighten up this clamp, and then tighten up the screws that hold this down. I only had 2 out of the 4, but if you had all 4, tighten up all 4. And plug in the mass airflow. Make sure that clicks. Take this intake piece and drop it back down, line it up, and resecure it with the push clips. Remove the cap off the master cylinder, top it off. Careful when you do this so you don't spill. And we'll fill it up all the way to the max line, which it is full. Right now you can see the max line on the side of the reservoir right here. And I'm going to cap it back off. The bleeding sequence on this vehicle is starting at the left front, that's the driver's side front caliper. Then you move over to the right front. Then you top off the master cylinder to make sure it's full. Then you move straight back to the right rear caliper and then over to the left rear to finish it off. At that point, you'd top off the master cylinder again. Okay, I have an assistant in the vehicle ready to help me pump the brakes and bleed the brakes. I also have this collection receptacle with a hose on it so I can connect it to my bleeder screw. We are at the left front caliper. This is the first one we're going to start with, as I mentioned. So let's remove the bleeder screw cap and we'll have a 10mm wrench ready to open up the bleeder screw. Go ahead and pump the brakes, please.
Holding.
All right, they're holding pressure, so I'm going to connect this. I'm going to open it up.
Floor.
All right, it hit the floor, so I'm going to close this off. Go ahead and pump again, and we're going to repeat this until we have no air bubbles and clean fluid coming out of the bleeder screw.
Holding. Floor.
Okay, go again.
Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor.
I like it. Let's do it one more time. Go again.
Holding. Floor.
Perfect. You can let go of the brake pedal now. I'm getting no air bubbles out of this. Clean brake fluid, so I'm going to remove this. We'll wipe off any brake fluid that may have dripped, and then cap it off. Next, we'll move over to the right front and do the same exact thing. And then, of course, top off the master cylinder, and then we'll move to the right rear. Remove the cap off the master cylinder, top it off, and cap it back off. I've topped off the master cylinder, and I'm at the right rear wheel. This is our third caliper. Going to remove the bleeder screw cap, put my wrench on there. Same 10mm wrench as before, and my collection receptacle with a hose. Go ahead and pump.
Holding.
Okay, holding pressure.
Floor.
All right, hit the floor. Go ahead and pump again.
Holding. Floor.
Same thing, we're going to go until we see clean fluid and no air bubbles.
Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor. Holding. Floor.
Okay, you can let go of the brake pedal. This fluid is definitely lighter in color now, so I'm going to remove my collection receptacle and my wrench. I'm going to use some brake parts cleaner to rinse this off. With it dried up, cap it off, and let's do the last caliper, that being the left rear. Now let's top off the master cylinder one last time, take the cap off, fill it, and then cap it back off. And if you think you need to bleed more, go again in the same sequence until you're happy with the brake pedal feel and there's no air bubbles coming out of the bleeder screws.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.